Thank you for joining me for another Soul Talk Sunday. This Sunday, we're going to talk about religion over relationship. And I say this because some people get it confused. Some people confuse religion with relationship. They think just because they show up to church every Sunday, put a cross on the chain, put it around their neck, and post scriptures, that means they walking with God. But let me tell you something real. Religion is a habit. Relationship, and that's heart. You know, those religion folks, and this may make some mad. They say, I better pray or else. But those folks that got a relationship with God, they say, I need to talk to my Father. Religion says, I got to be perfect or I'll get punished. Relationship says, even when I fall short, I'm still covered in His grace. See, some of the most churchy folks be the ones with the nastiest attitudes. They know how to play their part. But it's something I want y'all to know. God ain't clocking your church attendance. He's checking your heart. You see, He's not moved by how long you fast if you still gossip, slander, and mistreat people. He don't care how loud your praise is if your love is silent. Relationships is when you go to God when life is good and still lean on Him when it's falling apart. When you don't have to sugarcoat your pain, your script, your prayers. When you can show up broken, honest, and messy, and you still know He gonna welcome you. That's where your healing starts. That's where your transformation happens. Religion hands you rules, but relationships bring restoration. So don't let folks shame you into thinking you ain't close to God just because you don't talk like they talk and shout like they shout and worship like they worship. God ain't looking for the perfect people. He's looking for the real ones. Because when it's all said and done, it's not about how many Bible verses you recite. It's how deeply you love, how freely you forgive, and how faithful you walk in your truth. Real relationships with God will start shifting and moving everything. Not just your words, but everything around you. You won't just start quoting scriptures. You're going to start living it. You won't just talk about forgiveness. You'll finally let go of what's been eating you alive or holding you back for years. You won't just say, God is good. No, you're going to trust Him even when life ain't. You see, religion, it will have you thinking you got to clean yourself up before you go to God. But relationships, He says, bring me your mess and I'll help you clean it up. That's why some people stay stuck. They think they got to be holy before they get healed. But real relationships with God starts when you finally get real with God. When you stop showing up perfect and start showing up present. Because God can't bless the version of you pretend to be. He can only bless the authentic you. The one that's hurting. The one that's doubting. The one that's tired. The one that's overwhelmed. The one that's barely holding on. That's the version He wants. That's the one He loves. Religion creates fear for a lot of people. Relationship, it builds faith. Because religion will say, you messed up. God mad at you. But a relationship says, you messed up. But God still wants to walk with you through it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't go to church. I'm not saying don't go to church. I'm saying don't let the church be your God. Because some people worship the building, but don't know the builder. They follow rules, but never follow the voice. They can't hear the voice. They tithe every Sunday, but still won't trust him with their whole heart. That's not faith. God is not checking for perfect attendance. He's checking for intimacy. Can you hear his voice in your quiet time? Do you feel his presence when no one is watching? If your connection to God only shows up when you're in front of people, that ain't a relationship. That's just trying to be seen. God don't want you to just be seen in front of people. He's in your private moments. He's in your cries at night. He's in your silent prayers. He's in your God, I need you whispers. And the more you lean into relationship over religion, the more you feel peace in the middle of the mess. You'll stop trying to be perfect and start learning how to be present. You'll stop asking God, what do you want from me? And start asking God, what do you want for me? Because real relationships with God, it doesn't make life perfect, but it makes it purposeful. That real relationship with God will bring you to your knees with that ugly cry, screaming for God. So don't just dress the part. Don't just talk the talk. Walk the grace. Be his light. That's what a relationship with God looks like. And if nobody told you this week, let me be the one to say it. God still wants you, even with the doubts, even with the mistakes, even with the questions you're afraid to ask out loud. He's not waiting for a cleaner version of you. He's waiting for the real you, the one that's been carrying silent battles and smiling through brokenness. You don't have to perform to be accepted for God. You don't have to earn love that was already given freely. That's relationship. That's intimacy. That's what changes everything. So this week, I want y'all to get quiet with God. Not just on Sundays, not just when it's convenient, but in those in-between moments when you're driving, when you're washing dishes, when you feel overwhelmed, when you're sad, when you're doubting yourself. Talk to him like he's right there, because he is. And the more you do that, the less you'll feel like you have to measure up. And the more you realize you were already enough just as you are. Yo, God is within us. Speak to him. Listen to his word. Listen to his whispers. So this has been your Soul Talk Sunday. Let's stop chasing and start building relationships. Because religion, it might make you look good, but relationship with God, that's what makes you whole. I'll see y'all next Sunday. Love you. Bye.